Hi, my name is Ellie. Welcome to my channel. I dyed my hair and I didn't feel like wasting gloves, and my skin just doesn't really hold it, so this will be gone tomorrow or the next day. Like, the staining really won't stick to my skin, and we have a different color hair. We'll see what happens. It'll probably fade in a day or two, but this is what happens when you leave me alone and with nothing else to do but dye my hair fun colors. In the meantime, we are going to do eye makeup, another Sister Palette Day, Sugarpill Funsize palette, and the Natasha Denona Lila palette. I want to do, we did the warm tones. I kind of want to do something with the more purple tones. So this may be layered a little bit with this one. And we'll be doing some more of the cold purple tones. So let's just get started. I already have foundation on. I've got eyeshadow primer down. I'll want to start with Player 1, the purple shade, and then depending on how it sits and honestly how it's going to react with the thing I did to my hair, we're going to angle you. There we go. So we're just picking up Player 1 and we're going to put it in the crease. Yeah, I hadn't done pink before, and it turned out kind of burgundy eggplant, which I like. I'm interested to see how it will wear. I was not even sure that my hair was going to take any pigment because most of my hair is currently unprocessed, and this is deposit only dye, and I wasn't sure there was enough going on. My unprocessed hair doesn't normally grab pigment very well, especially since it is a darker blonde. It just doesn't hold it. It really doesn't. I remember dyeing my hair like a permanent navy blue, and it was washed out in a week. It was back to like gray, light gray. And since I'm not going to work and I don't have to see anybody if I don't want to, it seemed like the best time to do it, and it's just making me look like a monster. But I gave all of my hair dyeing gloves to my friend because I stopped dyeing my hair and she was still bleaching hers at the time. And we have gloves downstairs because my mom uses them when she's staining and using different chemicals for woodworking. But since it's just a stain in my hands and it wasn't going to like hurt me, it seemed a little silly to do too much with it. Especially since we're going to be using them for going to shops and stuff anytime we have to go out. Masks and gloves. So we saved that. I have been up all day. I went to go to bed and I was talking to my friend and we started trading music, which does not help me be sleepy. So I was not sleepy. I think I'm going to leave it as just the purple. I think it's a good tone. I think it's cool enough for what I want, and I know that layering whatchamacallit, 8-bit really does like cool up the purple a lot, but I think it's an acceptable purple for what I'm gonna do. I do think I'm gonna take a little bit of viola also on a fluffy brush to deepen up the edge, and then I kind of want to go in with what? Try to use this as a mirror. Ugh. Yeah, I want to deepen it up with viola. And then we will play in with the cooler toned purples in just a second. And I FaceTimed with my niece so she could see my new hair and my stained hands. She got a kick out of that, since we haven't been seeing her since quarantine. Yeah, so 21 Pilots put out a single, and I was finally, like, had enough time to sit down and, like, really appreciate it, because I do like 21 Pilots quite a bit, so I wanted to fully have time to appreciate a new single. Turns out that Stand Atlantic also came out with an EP. There's an All Time Low album that I hadn't heard yet. I missed one of the Simple Creatures EPs, so, like, I found a lot of music and I was having a great time, and then right when I was like, okay, I could go to sleep and still get a little bit done, you know, sleep-wise and recovery-wise, and I was like, or I could start dyeing my hair, because you have to shampoo but not condition, and then you need to let it dry completely, then you need to put the dye in your hair, and then they say leave it in for half an hour, but you know, you can leave it in longer because it's deposit only and it's conditioning. I left it in for 3 hours, and then I had to rinse it out, and I had to wait for that to dry to see what it kind of looked like. And even then, like, I won't wash it for a couple days just because I shampooed it for putting a cream base down on my mobile lid. Since I shampooed it to dye, I'm not going to shampoo it for a couple days, but I will be conditioning it. Hopefully that will help everything stay in my hair longer. If not, I can order more dye, since we can't really go anywhere to get anything. Especially since this was Arctic Fox Virgin Pink, and I didn't use the whole thing. I don't know really how much is left in the container, but I could order another bottle, and I could potentially order some gloves that are for this and not, you know, medical grade or anything. I could also order some brushes, because turns out I also gave my brushes to my friend when I was like, hey, just take all my hair dyeing stuff, since I'm not doing that anymore. I might have a brush somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so we had to just put it in with my hands. It was a full just, it's quarantine, let's do it moment, so I had a lot of fun. I am going to attempt a gradient between, what are your names? Amethyst, Livid, Helio, and probably some Juno, and we will see what happens. I don't have a great plan, but I have some of a plan. I'm going to start with Amethyst, kind of on the center to outer half of the lid, just because it's a very nice, pretty color. A very smoky purple. And I think it's going to be a nice base for Livid to go over. And for Helio to kind of open up. I was hoping that this would be like a nice, cool purple look, since we did the brighter pinky purple look before. I think I put a ton more on than I needed, but it's a very pretty shade. We will deal with it. I will take this bigger fluffy brush for, oh, I lied, Livid's on the lid. We're going to put Amethyst on the outer half and kind of over a little bit of Amethyst. Very blue toned purple there. Yeah, so I was trading music and finding new bands, and then I was listening to the bands I found, I found the Regrets last night. The Regrets are, so far, awesome. And then I also needed to listen to the music that I'd found. Because I always seem to forget the name of the Stand Atlantic. And then I'm like, what is that song? It's like, you know, Pastel Bones or something. It's Lavender Bones, by the way. Because when I just yell Pastel Skeleton, nobody knows what I'm talking about. It's Lavender Bones by the Stand Atlantic. That's what I'm thinking of. Or I'm like, she skinny dipping in her jeans. Yep, that is another song that I can never seem to remember the name of. Or that it's called Skinny Dipping, I think. But yeah, they have an EP out that I'm excited about. There's a whole lot happening. I'm just gonna, so I put Helio on the inner third. Now we're gonna keep mixing and layering and making a gradient. Found out that one of the songs that I'm kind of obsessed with from Scott Pilgrim is by a band that I also need to be obsessed with, that I forgot I knew. I didn't know that, I think I knew that Black Sheep was them, but I didn't associate that it was also, what's the other song that I was like really popular for a second? Okay, well, I don't know, but it's one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, I've heard of them, when you hear it. Okay, so I think that turned out pretty nice. I'm going to take a little bit of Amethyst on my lower lash line. And then we'll potentially buff a little bit of it into the outer crease. Oh, I think that's very cool looking. So I'm popping into both Viola and Amethyst to make a cooler toned, but kind of more vibranty version. And just blending out the edges for like a really cool gradient, in my opinion. Oh, I think you guys get this on Easter. Happy Easter. It's not Easter for me yet, but we are making plans. Mom wants to make some type of cake. There will be no egg hunt at our location, but I'm sure there'll be an egg hunt with the niece and nephew somewhere. There will probably be some type of egg dyeing. I will insist on dyeing an egg some colors. And we're gonna make pork chops. Well, that didn't work. Let's try it with something fluffier. I'm picking up Juno for my inner corner. And Juno really likes to be on a fluffy brush. And get buffed in, and even then, takes some building. So I think you could do a very similar look and get away with a lot of the purple tones without using Sugarpill, but I think that helps a lot. You could definitely do something with like Per Se and have a similar cool toned look and get a lot of the purple in the crease by mixing Viola and Amethyst. Or we could finally use those pastels that we bought in our crease like awesome looks. looking. I don't think it matches the pink of my hair. But that's really not what I was going for, so. Is the blending a little patchy? Yeah, don't care. Am I really glad I powdered the shit out of my face? Yeah, 'cause fallout. But also, I'm very tired. I have not slept in 24 hours. By choice. By stupid personal choices, but by choice. I was gonna take a nap once I washed the dye out of my hair, but you have to wait for your hair to dry so it doesn't stain the pillows too much. Especially the first time that it's been rinsed. And then I was talking to my sister and I was talking to my mom about our plans, and now we don't have nap time. I wanted nap time. Nap time sounded awesome. Because I'm tired. Because I stayed up all night. Because bad choices. Ah. But that is something I do appreciate, that a lot of artists and creators are creating some really great content for people who are stuck inside and going a little ridiculous. They're making songs for us, they're making videos for us, they're making different content for us. Or I'm finding the content that they had out that I just didn't know about. I started rewatching Community because I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, my scalp is very stained right now. That will again also probably be gone tomorrow. Because you can already see I just kind of like wiped away what was at my hairline, and it's pretty nice for that. If your skin holds pigment, I would not suggest being as reckless as I am. My friend, who I gave all my dye stuff to, her skin holds pigment like nobody's business. We get so much as like a drop on her face while we're dyeing her hair, and it will be there for weeks. My skin doesn't do that. Which makes me a little nervous for how well it's going to take ink when being tattooed, but we will deal with that when we get there, and currently it is convenient that this is all just going to fade off in a day. So that if this hair stuff is reasonable, I can buy some colors, put them on, have a lot of the staining gone by Monday when I'm working again. Not this Monday, but like in general, if I wanted to like put something on Friday night or Saturday, it would then, this part would be gone. Or anything that made it past the gloves when we're using gloves would be gone. I think that turned out really nice. I am tired and hungry though. Because I haven't had lunch. I had breakfast around breakfast time. I didn't have lunch yet. And it's in the early afternoon now. One of the things I didn't take into account when dyeing my hair is that I now have to like match my outfits to it. I have a lot of stuff that clashes with bright pink. I have a few things that are like great for bright pink, but a lot of things that clash with it. feel like I'm gonna be able to get away with the dark brows and too much blush now that I have so much happening on my face. Or around my face. But let's get some brows on. Start looking a little bit more normal. I do really like the new 21 Pilots song. It makes me happy. The video is cute too. And I'm medium obsessed with the Regrets Seaside. It is really nice. I'm gonna save them for when I get a little bit more into them and have proper suggestions. I haven't really been paying attention to All Time Low, so they've probably had that album out for a while and I just missed it entirely. Same way, like, I listened to a couple albums of theirs in high school and then I entirely forgot they were a thing. And then I found, I think, The Last Renegade, which I liked. Didn't listen to any of the albums in between, because why do that? That would be normal. And so now I listen to a couple off of their new album, which I like. I feel like since I'm tired, I'm going pretty heavy-handed with some stuff, like the brows. But I think the hair is distracting enough that you're not going to care if my brows are perfect because I dyed my hair a ridiculous burgundy. I was wondering and worrying if it was even going to stick at all, if I was going to put it in my hair and sit there for hours and then have nothing even show up on my regular hair and then have like maybe a tint on the bleached bits. Now it's stuck. And even then I was like, well, maybe it'll be like, it probably won't be a strong tint, it'll probably be like a hint of pink. It'll be like a rose gold or a mauve. No, that's not what I got. Although that was what I saw in some of the pictures of people who had it on darker hair. But I think that's essentially when it fades. I might not even get rose gold out of this on me, depending on all sorts of other factors. But I have aggressive pink hair now, and I like it. I don't think I would have picked this type of a pink for myself, but I'm very open when dyeing my hair. I'm like, yeah, let's just see what happens. Put the stuff on there and then something's gonna happen or nothing's gonna happen. Both of which are okay. Both of which are fine. Let's just see which one it is. And then something happens. Using my brow pencil for tail. Yeah, I'm quite hungry. Food sounds very good. I'm also very tired, but we know about that. Because I put all the bleach and, not bleach, the dye in my hair. And then I didn't want to move too much because it's messy and it gets everywhere and it stains things. So I just sat around for 3 hours with it in my hair, waiting for it to seep in and stick as much as it was going to stick and hoping for the best. I think I am going to go in with Star for this, because Star has some nice lavender tones. And then we'll just make some pretty makeup. Star is very reflective, very cold, much cool toned. Okay, setting my face like we're not a nightmare right now. I even got it like my cute little sweater and a nice dress and all that stuff. I'm gonna need a lip plan. Didn't think that through. Maybe we'll just go with the gloss. Glosses are easy. Let me think about that while I have this all down here. Options. Put some options down. We'll do my mascara and I will think. Probably hold some things up and make a choice. So yeah, we only used one color out of Sugarpill, but I do think it had a big impact on the look and the softness of the purples. I think that helped. I think if we'd used per se, it would have been a little too cold, a little less whimsical. So, if this sticks in my hair and is reasonably awesome, should we keep it pink? Should we dye it another color? There's a lot of Arctic Fox options now that I know they stick on my unprocessed hair. Do we want to try for rose gold or mauve? What should I do with the leftover pink that's still in the bottle? Depending on how quickly this fades, I'm tempted to get a face mask, not a hair mask, a hair mask. Like a tub hair mask. And then mix the color in so I can just kind of smear it on my hair as less of like a full-on application and more of just like a touch-uppy tint. Kind of dilute it with some hair mask. Maybe make it spread a little bit more easily through my hair, because putting the thick cream on my hair is not super easy. And I'm sure I missed patches. I'm sure parts are not fully saturated because I am not a fancy person and I'm lazy. But luckily my hair is thin, so it's not like trying to go through thick textured hair and trying to like split everything off into tiny little slivers. I was kind of able to massage it into my roots and then squish it onto chunks of hair and rub those, and got what seems to be pretty good coverage. Probably not perfect coverage. Pretty good coverage. Because technically I can have unnatural colors at my job. I work in the back office. My boss doesn't seem to care. Even some of the people who work in the front office have like teal and blue and stuff. And I think the least of her worries when we get back to work is going to be what color my hair is. My company's going to be too busy doing other stuff to I have strong opinions about whether or not my hair is a realistic shade it could be in the wild. And I would try and get some better pics in the sunlight, but we're kind of overcast today. So, we get what we get. So, mascara's on, all that's done. Here are some of my options. I have glosses. I have mermaid thighs, which is actually a really good potential choice. It might be a little too blue. I have confetti. Again, very frosty, very clear. If we want to go full purple, I still have Spellbound from Urban Decay. It is purple. And then if we want to get ridiculous, I have Insomniac. I don't think that's for this look. We'll put that one down. And then as usual I have Griffin, which is potentially what I might go with. I might go with Griffin and then top it with a gloss, which I don't normally do. Oh, interesting choices, I say to myself. I think that's a good starting point. And then I think I'm gonna put mermaid thighs on top. This could be horrible because I don't do this, so I don't know the best way to do this. Okay, that turned out kind of awesome, but I feel like I'm supposed to wipe this on something. Let me get a tissue, just so that the lipstick doesn't end up back in the tube. That looks clean enough. Oh, and I missed. Got it on my hand. Got it on my hand. Okay, so clips coming out, hair coming slightly further down, and yeah, so like it's pink. It's surprisingly pink, especially the little bits, the little leftover bleach bits. Like the pink is there. I'm surprised how much the pink is there. The eyes are there. I think they go pretty well. I like how it turned out. I think the purple, ringing the purple was a good idea. I think it accentuates some cute stuff and makes it more fun, less corpsey. It's still pretty corpsey. These are not helping. Oh, that's freaking me out. Very pink, more red, pink, more red. That is how shadows work. I should know that. I'm gonna go eat lunch because I'm hungry because I've been up all night dyeing my hair ridiculous colors. So, this is day 1. You will see it probably every day from now on until it fades out, which is hopefully longer than a couple days because dye is not cheap. It's not super expensive if it's just one thing of dye. My hair's thin and short. It doesn't need a bunch of product, but I think I used more than half the bottle. I have no idea how to measure that. I didn't think about that. But I'm gonna go. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Hopefully this was a nice sister palette combination for you guys. Use some of the more cool tones I don't normally pull out of the Lila palette, and I think they turned out awesome. I'm gonna go. I will see you guys next time. Let me know if you're dyeing or cutting your hair or doing weird stuff, and if this turns out to be a viable, fun, you know, week or two option for my hair. What color should we do? Since we have time for the foreseeable future and potentially even beyond that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.